Hey there, welcome back to Magic Stringworks. So today on the workbench we have this mandolin. So this is a Como brand mandolin. It's in very rough shape. Here's the headstock. It's a good looking mandolin. So the owner purchased this, or his wife purchased this many years ago, and he hasn't got around to doing anything with it, playing it. He's a musician. So he wants to start playing, but he's concerned that this is not the mandolin to start playing on, and he might be right. There's quite a few issues with it. I don't really know about this brand Como. He thought that perhaps it was Italian. Maybe if anyone knows, you can leave me something in the comments. But I don't think it's not an expensive mandolin by any stretch. You can see it has a bolt-on neck. It does have a truss rod, I assume, under here. So the strings, yeah. So let me get in closer here and we'll have a look and see if we can revive this mandolin or not. So a very quick cursory inspection of this mandolin is going to tell you that it's very dirty. So that's an obvious thing. And you can check out the headstock. The strings are done. I'll be cutting those off. Has a bolt-on neck, and there's no electronics or anything. So the action here is very, very high, right? Look at that. That's just crazy high. So that's something that has to be addressed. I noticed that the bridge is all the way down, as far down as it can go. So perhaps a previous owner had tried to adjust the action, and it's just, there's nowhere to go anymore, these wheels. That's it. And there is a bolt-on neck, which is interesting. And right away though, I did notice a problem, or at least the neck here is not really fitting nicely, right? Now, I don't know if that's a fit from the factory that was bad like that. I'll spin it around too. It's really, there's a massive gap there, right? Can I get a whole ruler in there? Yeah. So maybe the neck just needs to be popped off and reset a little bit, and if the truss rod works, maybe there's some saving of this mandolin, but my initial judgment would be no, and it's definitely not an expensive or vintage piece. So this is the second instrument I've had in the shop in a week that might be a big no, right, as far as trying to fix or set up. But I'll give this a go. I'll see if we can at least adjust the neck and reset it or reposition it, you know, taking it off here. So let's see how that goes. Well, I'm going to start by taking these strings off, and they are just corroded and done. These tuners are pretty tight too. They need some lubrication. Oh my god. Yeah, I'll never get these off that way. So I'll just loosen them. Whoa, come on. There is some tension on these, so. Okay. I have to mess around with these to get them out, I think. Eh? I'm just going to cut away anything that's going to poke me. They're rusty too. I can't remember the last time I had a tetanus shot. It wasn't that long ago, actually, if I think about it. Probably a good thing with these strings. Alright, well the strings are off. And this headstock's crazy dusty. I'll clean that off a bit. And let's have a peek and see what's under this truss rod cover. I kind of feel like it won't be a standard nut. It's my feeling. But hey, I've been wrong many times before. Small screws. The fact that it has a truss rod, though, is a good sign. A lot of mandolins don't have truss rods. And it is a bolt-on neck too, which is kind of interesting. Okay, well, there's the usual compound, buffing compound debris in there. Okay, well, I think it's actually bigger than a 4. Yeah. So I've got a 5mm truss rod wrench, an Allen wrench. And let's have a peek here. Yeah, that's it. Okay, well, there's not really any tension on this neck at all, but it's moving. So let's try, I'll loosen it a bit more and just see what happens when I go that way. Yeah, it's just loose off like that. Okay, so let's go back. Righty tighty, lefty loosey, right? Clockwise to tighten, counterclockwise to loosen. So it's a very short neck, right? So how much this, crunchy, crunchy. It's probably never been touched before. Okay, so we're going to leave it like that. Yeah, so I'm just going to use this ruler here. It covers most of the frets. Just to see, and I can see a gap. Just want to see where we are between the fret. Yeah, it's about 8 thousandths right here, the 7th fret. Now, mandolin, you know, something around 6 thousandths is probably good. You know, the 4 slips under there. It stops there. Stops there. So yeah, there's a bit of relief there in the neck. So that's probably good where it is. I mean, it could be a little tighter, but we heard that little crunching sound. See if I give it a little turn again. If it's even going to move. Can I even get in there? There we go. Okay, I'm in good. Alright, well, give it a little turn again. Do we have movement? Yeah, I'm going to say yes. So, yeah, I can hear that 8 scraping under there now. Okay. Well, this might move after all, right? Let's go back. Give it another little turn. I don't want to hear any more crunching though. There we go. Okay. Here's 4 thousandths. And it's touching where it wasn't touching before. Okay. Truss rod seems to work. Of course, we have a floating bridge, right, that sits on top of this curved, arched soundboard, which looks like plywood. Yeah, it's plywood. But there's no guessing where this goes. We've got, that hasn't been moved ever, I think. Yeah, it goes right there. So that's as far down as it could get that before. So maybe with some, you know, the neck being adjusted and this neck reinstalled, this will be adjustable again. Who knows? I'm going to put that aside. I'm going to go after this neck joint. Okay, so with the mandolin on its side, I think you can see here, right? It's a pretty rough join. And again, I don't know if it just needs to be tightened or if it's just a bad fitting joint in the first place. So, yeah. I kind of suspect that these are made with a very, you know, loose tolerance. But we'll take the plate off and see. Oh, the neck just pops off. Okay, I'm going to go after this neck plate, and I'm really hoping that there's no glue or anything in there. Shouldn't be. I'll loosen them each a little bit first. Make sure nothing's cracking or popping. Yeah, okay, everything seems to be moving. Of course, the day I don't have my power screwdriver down here in the workshop is the day I could really use it. Wow, this thing is hanging on for dear life. I can't believe that it's still attached somehow. There better not be glue. See, like this is, whoop, that's out. Oh, this one is still tight. Wow, I can't believe that. Okay, well, it's definitely moving. I'm going to use a light inside. Is there a bolt in there? No, not that I can see. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle like an old tooth. You know, it really feels like there's something holding it there. Still, like that should just be coming right out. Okay, let me play around with it some more. Okay, well, I think I've got this figured out here. There's got to be, I think it's this plate here. There's got to be a locating pin or something with this plate. Yeah. Oop. No. Aha! There's your problem. No, that's not a problem. Look. There's a big Phillips head screw there. So that's interesting. You've got a Phillips head screw. Then you have the 3 screws with the plate. Wow. Okay. So like belt and suspenders, eh? That kind of thing. Let's see if this turns. It does. Now, is that even original, I wonder? What do you think? I'm kind of thinking no. Someone might have had a problem with this, or yeah, maybe not, right? But it just seems crazy to do that too. On a small instrument like this especially, right? There we go. Whoop! What have we got here? Got some shims too. Shimming it away from the front. Crazy. Okay, look at the mess. Alright. So everything seems pretty clean. Again, why the joint was like that is because of these 2 shims right here. Placed in there, it's popping the neck up. So if I take this, you know what, I'm going to take this strap off. I didn't think I was going to get this far with this mandolin, but here I am, right? Okay, hold on. So normally when you have shims in the neck pocket, like that, what you're trying to do is change the neck angle, right? So if the neck is sitting in there pretty flat, you want to tilt it back. You're trying to tilt it, and I'm exaggerating it, of course, right? You're trying to tilt it back so that you have some more adjustment at the bridge here, and that's might be what someone's done there. Seemed like maybe too much, but you know, the neck relief hadn't been adjusted, so that might be something. And the pocket looks okay, so I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to attach this neck again and see how tight and nice it fits. It's again, it's not a nice, you know, it's not a really perfect fit at all, but I'll get it in there without the shims, and I'll just put that saddle and take some measurements and see what's going on. Okay, just getting the screws back on here. The neck lives where it lives. Here, the pocket is really sloppy, you know, really mass production, not really concerned about how tight fitting it is. So it is what it is, you know. But like I said, I'm more concerned about the angle of the neck and the bridge here. So this bridge, again, the saddles are right down as low as they'll go. There is some adjustment here. I mean, you can modify that, but anyways, we're not going to go there yet. So normally what you want to see is when you have a straight edge on your neck, that sitting on the frets, that it's touching all the frets, so it's not. And you can see I'm on top of the saddle, so there's a lot of room there, and that's why there were those shims in there to try and prop up the neck. Now, it's not a horrible idea. Yeah, so you can imagine that's what the strings would look like, right? That much sort of relief, which is too much. So when you put shims in here at the bottom of the neck, you're lifting that part up, so giving you a better chance to have a better angle. So yeah, I can put those back and then we'll check it. So these are the two shims that were in there, and they're plastic. Normally you want to put wood ones. Pretty thick though. So let me check here with the calipers. And if I go to millimeters, 1.67 millimeters. It's hard to see in the light. There we go. So it's pretty thick. It's probably 3 times as thick as you normally put shim in there. But I think I'm going to sort of glue these together because they're, first of all, they're just pieces of plastic. But I'll glue them together so they don't move around too much. Put a small piece of double stick tape right down there in the back edge. That way those shims aren't flopping around all over the place. I'll try and put this back in. And then I can just take them out after. I'm not going to glue it in there. So I would make a proper shim out of wood, probably the full size of this. This is just to test the theory of how this is working on this particular guitar. I keep saying guitar, mandolin. All right, let me get the neck back on. Okay, so the neck is back on. On and off, on and off. I can definitely see the angle has changed, and obviously you can see underneath here a bit more, right? It's come up, but yeah, it's definitely a better angle. And we're going to get this bridge back on. Again, I'm just taping it down so it doesn't move as we have a look at the angles here. Okay. Alright, well, it's better. Is it perfect? No. I have to get a different ruler, hold on. Yeah, so the angle is better, but still, I don't know, it's not horrible. Like that would be your string action, right? You can see the space under the ruler and the top of the frets. So, not bad. If I put on the nut, so that would represent the string. So that action's pretty good. But these can't go down anymore without some sort of modification, so decision time, right? Okay, well, here we are again. Another instrument that's not valuable. Is it worth fixing? Now, the cost to fix this I don't think would be tremendous, because already just putting those two shims in seems to have helped quite a bit. I would probably look at shaving down the saddle here, these mounts. See, there's a lot of space there. There's a good 1/8 of an inch, so I can probably get some space out of that. But, you know, it's a little bit of time and labor, so I'll let the owner know what I think about it. It's a nice little project, and certainly something I would do for myself. Tuners need to be changed. They're pretty terrible. But it's up to him. So I'll give him a call. Stay tuned for the next episode, and I'll let you know what the owner thinks. Okay. And tell me if you've ever seen a Como mandolin before. It's kind of cool. It sort of has like a, I don't know, a bat wing. Batman style mandolin. Alright. See you in the next one. Bye for now.